Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. Peter does heaps of different clamshell, different styles of lighting, and we get lots of comments about them and the different variations that you can do with them. One of the ones that he's done a few times many years ago is one we're using tube beauty dishes, and we realised that we haven't shown you guys that yet. And it's a look that RaRa really likes, so she's in the studio today and we're going to give you a little rundown on how to do clamshell with beauty dishes.
So RaRa saw a couple of pictures that I'd taken years ago and really liked the mood of it. We picked up a really cool little cardigan when we were in LA. So we're basically going to build a light. It's a clamshell but using beauty dishes with grids on. It can be a little bit tricky sometimes, but I'm going to set this up, get the shot, but I'm also going to do some work in the focus program where I can get this look easily. But then I'm going to jump into Lightroom and see if I can repeat the same look in Lightroom without using the focus clarity tool. So I haven't taken any shots yet. At the moment, I've only got the top light turned on, just setting this to where I want it. And I've guesstimated roughly where I reckon the power will be right just through me doing this a lot. Cool. Right, so I've got about half a stop till I'm going over. Might be a fraction too bright. When I'm doing things like clamshell with smaller lights like beauty dishes or like small reflectors, I always start with the top light. So I've got the bottom light down very low and I'm just going to slowly sneak this up. I go the picture before. Yeah, so I've got no catch lights coming in the eyes. The shadow has got a little bit lighter. I really need you to just give me one look for the next 5 minutes. None of that, right? It's the exact same headspace.
I think you're right. Oh, it might be stand.
Well, if you're going to stand, we have to change right now.
I think it is.
All right,
You're right.
I'm right. So I suggested we do this sanding, but I'm going to turn the bottom light off and let's start with the top again.
Sorry.
Like, it's what would the photographer know?
I know.
I really don't know why the photographer thinks he would know better than the model.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's just a clamshell. I don't think we've ever done it with someone sitting, ever.
I felt like a small portrait.
Yeah, I'm not after that
I know.
look. All right, so maybe step it back a fraction. That's it, cool. That's just it, cool. Right, so yeah, I like that height with you standing. And we just want to do the same every time. So we're way under in power. I am going to just turn the power up by moving the light closer because I don't want the light to light the background too much. And I think, so we're just going off on that. I'm just going to light by moving. So I'm turning the light up and down just by moving it back and forward. Right, I think I've got enough headroom there. So it's just a gut feeling, there's no right or wrong. So now I'm going to get this bottom light in. I'm going to move it just a touch. And with these, with grids on, it's going to be very, very, the slightest turn on the dish is going to make a big difference of light with the grid on the beauty dish. All right, you'll see there's a dot in there. You'll see it's pretty much where I want it to be sitting. You'll see the tiny little dot in there, but there's hardly any power coming. I'm just checking to see if it was in the catch light of her eye. I reckon just by turning this a little bit, that instantly made a difference. And why I know that is if you look at that dot, see the dot's brighter? If I go back to the one before, the dot is much darker, which means I didn't have it pointed directly into her eye as much. So now I've got that pointed into her eye, I can start putting some more power on this. You'll see it's just very subtle, but you'll see the difference from there to there. If you look under here, this is where the big change is it in the underneath the shadow. You see how it just softened off the shadow, and even on her face, it's starting to soften off the bags. All the lines on her face are starting to even out. Now I'm going to keep fine tuning a couple of different ways. I want to lift this a tiny bit. which is going to bring the power up a little bit. Just make sure it's out of shot. It is. Cool. It's also going to add some power into it. I'm just trying not to add any more light into here. So I'm trying to direct it up here, and you'll see that dot is starting to get brighter in the bottom of her eye. So let's keep turning this up. So I'm going up at about half a stop a time, and that can still go up more. I'm just going to keep going up till I cause a problem. So I'm just going to fine tune. This has come out really nice. I might lift it a touch more. So don't get it in shot, that's cool. All right, so that made quite a bit of a change. What I've done, it's sent, if you look at her cardigan here, there and there, if you look, the shot before it's lighter, I've just darkened that down. I felt that the underlight was hitting this area too much. All right, from that shot to the one before, I'm liking the glow more on that one before. All right, so that means I need to tilt this light in a little bit now. There. You see how much difference that tilt has done. Now I get that beautiful glow into there. I think the bottom light's most likely bright enough for what I'm doing with this. I want to get that top light in a bit more. The first thing I'm going to do is I want to tilt that top light up a little bit, turn it to her and tilt it up. A couple of things. I don't want to get any more light on the jumper and her chest area. And I wanted to see how more light just went straight into her face. The jumper went up a little bit, but her face went up a lot. Never a big fan of heaps of lights. I think I need to add another light. I don't know what America's done to me. So I'm just finding that I want to get a little bit of a highlight on RaRa's shoulders, and I also want to get a little bit more of a hair light on top of her. I'm going to start with it dead flat. I'm going to just tilt the light so I've got less light on the back wall. And let's start this low. Cool. You see instantly what happened to the top of her hair. See how it's added that light to her hair? I think I can add a bit more. I like what it's doing. Oops. It's amazing, every time I do it, it's looking better. Whereas I think it's looking really good where it was, but when I put that next bit on it, it pops it. All right, so we're just starting to go off on the tip of her hair. Yeah, I think I just need to pull that back a fraction, or let's just lift it a touch higher. It's going to turn it down. All right, so what I'm trying to do is just now make not as much light come onto the front of RaRa, and maybe a bit more light will go on the wall. And what I'm looking at now is look on RaRa's nose there. See how bright it was on the tip of the nose? By me bringing that back a bit, it's getting less power in front of her face. I'm just going to punch that up a touch more. Cool. Yeah, I'm liking. Is there anything else I would do? So what I'm doing now is what I call polishing the turd. And what I mean is, see the difference that just made. And I did this on a workshop recently. It's very easy to set up something that's nice. Then what I'm doing now is then fine tuning this by just very slightly adjusting the lights and basically just seeing if it looks better or worse. I'm not getting hung up on technicals. I'm doing it as a visual thing. So I think that's about right. I might just lift, I'm turning this light out a fraction more to use the bottom of the light a little bit more. Yeah, see, you'll see just, it's a real subtle pop. But especially if you look on here and there, you'll see that's just brought her cheekbones out just a fraction more. I don't know if I can make it much better than that. All right, so what I'm doing now is I want a killer shot now that I can work on. So I need feel, right? So yeah, I don't just want stark, I need something out of those eyes, something a bit there, nice. So it's either going to your favorite place or, cool. Just gotta be careful that bottom edge. Cool, I like that, nice. Cool, that's really pretty, that's really pretty. That's nice. And what I want is, the reason I want to kill a shot is because it's so much easier for me to work on a shot that I really, really like. Yeah, I'll go with that last one. All right, so now I'm going to make it mine. So we know that color's not a thing. And because of the picture that, or the toning that we're basing this off is this picture. And there's also another picture which has got this very similar toning, which is that picture. And it's also lit by a clamshell of beauty dishes. So I know definitely that skin toning is definitely blue channel. So if I go in here and get blue channel on, you'll see that toning come in, which is going to bring out RaRa's freckles too, which I'm really liking. Now, I know it makes it look a little bit oompa-loompa, but I'm going to take it heaps worse than this, and then I'm going to bring it back. So I want to put that beautiful contrast into the mids to highlight. So the steeper the curve, the more the contrast. The flatter the curve, the less the contrast. And to get that chromy skin look, see how it's starting to chrome? That's by putting contrast into the highlights. Now, one of the biggest problems with all the other packages will not let you do this. It always flat lines along here. And this is one of the reasons I love this package. I cannot break the curve. So I can pull it very aggressive, whereas in Lightroom, you'll see me later, I might have to put 5 or 6 dots along there to get anything like this curve. And if I want to change something, I don't move every dot, which is really annoying. So that's getting me closer now. I'm going to use my cheat Hasselblad clarity, and you'll see, watch me pop that up without any sharpening. See how there's no sharpening coming into that whatsoever? And then we're going to bring in some fill into those shadows. So I want to see how I've brought some of that background out now. And I might just pull up a little bit of that curve there. And there's my look. Now let's see if she can do better. Do you like that look?
Yeah, I love that.
Happies?
Happy.
Head in place. Cool. It's really cool. That's really nice. It's definitely about what you're going to have come out your eyes. Even what you feel is going to change every muscle in your face. So if you feel pretty, your pretty muscles turn on. It's a bit nice. That's pretty. Nice. That's really cool. Yeah, beautiful. Cool. Cool. That's really nice. I love that. Drop in there. That's really pretty. There, beautiful. That's really cool. That's really cool. That's really cool. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now what I might very quickly do is just show you how big a difference a background makes, even though I've done this before, just by sliding this background out. I've got a grungy white background behind. What's going to happen is a couple of things. One of them is my clarity is going to work different. It's going to come in dark on the edges of RaRa. We're going to have a completely different feel to this picture. So when I said the clarity is going to be different, instead of a light halo, look, I've got this dark halo, which is really cool. So this is giving you a reverse to my normal halo, because how the clarity is working in this program and the shadow fill, it is giving a localized contrast, which means it's seeing something light and making it darker next to it. When it sees something dark, it makes it lighter next to it. So let's just nail off a couple on that. It's really pretty. It's really, really pretty. Cool, cool. That's pretty. Crunch in there, nice. I love the way that you're working now. Beck does the same. That better, better, better. Right, there's just one more thing I want to do with this. Again, to show how big a difference is. That's cool, that's really cool. On your dot, cool. That's really pretty. That's stunning, stunning. Now, that's really pretty. I like that better. That's stunning, gets your eyes. That's really pretty. Beautiful. Yeah, that Kate Moss, there we go. Thank you, thank you. Now I can say Kate Moss to RaRa because I know it's someone RaRa really enjoys looking at, the pictures. So RaRa, she knows there's a feel. That's cool, I like that. That's really pretty. They're stunning. Stunning. With her eyes. Soften, soften. There, cool, beautiful. That's it, I love that. Nice. I'm now just going to wheel this black wall back in, just to let you see full circle. That's pretty. It's really pretty. I love that. Cool. 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 Can't tell you which one I like better. So what I'm going to do is very quickly, so I'm just going to show Lightroom where these pictures are. I'm going to import them all. Black and white color fill, no sharp. Yeah, so I'll just bring them in that way. So that was the first one that I changed, the first one I worked on in Capture. At the moment, it's just in default black and white fill LUT that I made. I'm gonna bring in my blue channel. And this is just a blue channel LUT that I've got into Lightroom. Now, I'm just gonna play my normal way. So highlights, I wanna bring the highlights down just a touch. My shadows, I wanna get a little bit more detail on my shadows. The whites can come down a little bit. I'm gonna lift the blacks only because I'm about to put a curve on this. Let's see, dehaze will give me, like dehaze is giving me a little bit of that cut, but I won't do that yet. Let's see, you'll see what I mean with the curve. See how it flat lines? See, I can't even get it, that beautiful soft curve. So I've got to slowly build my curve with multiple points. And then this is where it gets painful because I've got to move every little one a little bit. And this is one of the downsides. If we just come back, look how beautiful that curve is. So I may be a bit too steep in here. You can see how painful this is in trying to mimic that 1 point curve, which I really enjoy using. Maybe I'll just sit it there. So once I've got that, which is similar to this, my highlights are brighter. So now I can come back in and play with now my highlights. So, and my whites and my blacks can come down, except, I think this is why I like my Hasselblad so much. I still can get, it's nice, it's just something nicer in there. Oh, yeah, if I punch a little bit of dehaze, that will darken. I'm not liking what it's doing there. Right, so that's softer and darker. See, that area bogs me, but it's not as bad on here. It's just more, if I just keep bringing the highlights, no, it'll be the whites, I think. No, it's the shadows. It's a bit of all. Definitely the blacks need to be fuller. Yeah, I think I got pretty close. And that's without me using any of the masks, radial masks. So I could easily drop in a radial gradient mask and then do a little bit of work in here So get that little bit of extra contrast in it, or pull contrast. I might just put a little bit in. That's getting closer. I think I'll put just a little bit more dehaze in that middle bit. It'll just punch it a touch more. Yeah, I've got reasonably close to what I can with a couple of sliders with focus, which makes me happy. It means that I can reproduce my same look.
So we hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did and you want to see more variations of the clamshell lighting, we do have about 5 of them, I think, over on Inspire. So there's be a link down below for that. But we'll also throw up some other clamshell lighting and beauty dish lighting on the screen now.